Namaste Sairam. Om Namah Shivaya. I like to do something exciting every day when it comes to music. And this video is just to share with you some of the magic, everyday magic that Mridangam brings into my life. Okay, in addition to my existing Mridangams, I acquired this Mridangam a couple of days ago. It's an old Mridangam. Somebody was selling it on Facebook Marketplace. So I went to check it out. It's old. So the the animal skin, the cowhide, the straps had become loose and there was no tension. There was sound, but there was no tone, there was no nadam, it was flat. But I liked it for some reason. And why we have a connection with a certain instrument, we never know. It happens. So I just purchased it. Initially, I was thinking of taking it to India to get it repaired in my next trip. But then I realized, let me give it a try myself. So all I did was I used this wonderful stone from Nepal, polished stone for increasing the pitch, and this wooden peg, which is used for tuning. And I tightened the strings myself by putting some wooden pegs from Home Depot. And I was really amazed with the result. It's now tuned to a beautiful F sharp, which can be used to accompany Shakti power, female musicians, because of the high pitch. I'll keep this video demonstration short, simple and sweet. This is only to demonstrate the tonal quality of this Mridangam now, without any, I would say, some effort, not too much effort, not taking it to India. It still works fine. So I'm going to start with the basic syllables on the Mridangam. Let me categorize how I'm going to demonstrate. Basic syllables of the Mridangam. Number 1. Number 2, nadais. Number 3, core-wise. Number 4, farans, sequences. Mohara, tirmanam, arudi. Simple. All in Aditalam. When I progress in my learning, I'll record more videos on Rupakatalam, Misra Chapu, and Kanda Chapu. So the basic syllables, 7. Ta, di, tom, nam, ta, din, tam. Ta, di, tom, nam, ta, din, tam. Okay? This is like the alphabet. Ta, di, tom, nam, ta, din, tam. Okay. The next is one of the hallmarks of the Mridangam. It's called nadai. Nadai is typically played in slow speed. It can also be played in high speed. Simple nadai is something like this. This can also be played faster. Another variation is nam din din. Simple patterns that you can play to accompany a bhajan or a devotional song without much ado. Now if you employ the usage of dom, which is one of the most beautiful sounds on the Mridangam, then it will be. So what I played in the end is what is called Arudhi. Arudhi is the ending. Now, I would love to demonstrate one of the most beautiful patterns on the Mridangam. You would have heard it on the TV or everywhere, concerts. Na din din na, kidadaka din din na, tata din din na, kidadaka talang, takataka talang. So it goes like this. Again. Okay. And then there is another variation, Nakatadin. It's a very, very popular and a very pleasing pattern. Nakatadin is nam, ta, nam, din. That's another beauty of the Mridangam is the sul or the syllables, they can be expressed in multiple ways. You can say takatadin or nakatadin, but they are the same. Or you can do nam 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 din. So nakatadin is again now when you use dom, the usage of dom adds color and magic. Personally, it's one of my most favorite syllables. Again, just using the right side with dom. It's very hot in Cupertino today, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Excuse my sweating. There's no air conditioning in this house. By the way, so for slow speeds, something like this is nice. But for faster speeds, it's what is called male column. Male column, male in Tamil means higher. So typically one of the patterns that can be used for male column nadai is nakatadin tadin nakatadin tadin nakatadin tatatata kudina kudina nakatadin tadin nakatadin tadin nakatadin tatatata kudina kudina. It goes like this. I haven't reached the stage where I can play at the fastest speed, but just for demonstration. The same thing, nakatadin tadin, can also be played with dom, just to give you that variety. So nakatadin plain on the treble side is with dom. Note the difference between the two. So with the bass, it adds more color. Okay, now we move on to farans. Farans are basically sequences. Go to any concert during Taniya Vartanam, the very end of the concert, when the mridangist is allowed to play all the patterns that he knows. Usually in Aditalam, you can play in Rupakatalam also, but Aditalam is plain, easy and simple. I composed some farans on my own. So typically 8, 8, 8, 8. or it could be 8-8, or it could be 8-8-8-24. It's multiples of 8. So one faran that I composed which I really like is something like this. So you can, mathematics is infinity, right? So you can compose a korvai that can extend to infinity, but obviously we can't do that because of limitations. So you can compose 8, 16, 24, 32, 64, 128, 256, it goes on like that. So another korvai, another faran that I composed is this. Taka namdom domka takatari kitataka. Another variety. So this is tam taka takatari kitataka. Tam g. There's a gap. Kita kita taka takatari kitataka. Again. I was saying earlier that I like the thum because this Mridangam has got a very nice bass tone. I actually had to tune it by applying some clay or a putty, German putty, to lower the pitch. And I use this little thing, it's a water spray, to keep it moist, to retain the rich bass sound. Another variation of the faran is Dina kukutaka dina takatari kitataka. 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 So dina kukutaka dina is Dina kukutaka dina. So when you play it all together, another variation is Gugumta takadina takatari kitataka. Gugumta takadina takatari kitataka. Again using the usage of thum. Gugumta. This is something that I composed in the last few days. My Guru Sri Hariharan, he has brought me to a stage where I can compose these myself, for beginning at least, and then later, of course, as I progress, I can compose more. The next thing is Mora. You would have heard Mora, the term very common. It's also part of Taniya Vartanam. So you have Mora in Aditalam, multiples of 8. You have Mora in Rupakatalam, multiples of 12. You have Mora in Kandachaputalam, multiples of 10. And then you have Mora in Misrachaputalam, that is multiples of 7. I just wanted to keep this video short, so I'll just play one Mora in my favorite Aditalam. It goes something like this. Dit tam taka taka tari kitataka nakadit tam taka taka tari kitataka dit tam taka taka tari kitataka talam ka dum dit tam taka taka tari kitataka nakadit tam taka taka tari kitataka dit tam taka taka tari kitataka talam ka dum dit tam taka taka tari kitataka nakadit tam taka taka tari kitataka dit tam taka taka tari kitataka talam ka dum dit tam taka taka tari kitataka talam ka dum dit tam takata katari kitataka talam kadum kadum talam kadum kadum talam kadum kadum. Okay. More in my next series of videos, which I plan to release slowly when I gain more expertise and knowledge. Thank you. Sai Ram. Om Namah Shivaya.